Have you ever prayed for something with all your heart and got a no? Have you ever worked so hard for a job, a relationship, or a dream, only to watch it fall apart right in front of your eyes? In that moment, it feels like a punishment. It feels like God or the universe has forgotten you. You ask yourself, why me? Why is this happening? But what if I told you that your disappointment was actually an appointment? What if the thing you are crying over today is the very thing that will save you tomorrow? There's a famous saying, man plans and God laughs. Not because he is cruel, but because he can see a future that you cannot. Today, I want to share two ancient stories that will change the way you see your struggles forever. Let's go back in time. Long ago, in a grand kingdom, there was a king who had a very wise minister. This minister had a strange habit. No matter what happened, whether it was good news or bad news, he would always say the same thing. He would say, "This is good. Everything happens for a reason." One day, the king was cleaning his sharp sword, but he made a terrible mistake. The sword slipped, and he accidentally cut off his own finger. Blood dripped on the floor. The king was in agony. The minister looked at the severed finger and calmly said, "Do not worry, Your Majesty. This is good. God has a plan." The king was furious. He screamed, "I have lost my finger. I am in pain, and you say it is good? You are a fool." In his anger, the king ordered his guards to throw the minister into the darkest dungeon. He said, "Let him rot there." A month passed. The king's finger healed, but he was still angry. To clear his mind, he went hunting alone in the deep jungle. He chased a deer deep into the forest. He went too far. Suddenly, he was surrounded by a wild tribe of jungle warriors. They captured him. They tied him up and dragged him to their ancient altar. They were planning to sacrifice him to their gods. The king was terrified. He struggled against the ropes, but it was no use. The tribal priest raised the knife to kill him, but suddenly the priest stopped. He looked closely at the king's hand. He shouted, "Stop! We cannot sacrifice this man. Look, he is missing a finger. His body is incomplete. Our gods will not accept an imperfect offering. We must let him go." Because of that missing finger, the tribe released the king. The king ran back to his palace as fast as he could, shaking with relief. He immediately went to the dungeon and released the minister. He said to him, "You were right. My cut finger saved my life. It was a blessing in disguise. If I had not lost that finger, I would be dead today." But then the king asked a question. He said, "I understand how it was good for me, but tell me one thing. I threw you in jail for a month. You suffered in the darkness. How was that good for you?" The minister smiled gently and said, "Your Majesty, if I was not in jail, I would have been hunting with you in the forest. And since my body is perfect and I have all my fingers, the tribe would have sacrificed me instead of you." You see, sometimes we only see the present moment. We see the pain. We see the closed door. We see the breakup. But we cannot see the tribe waiting in the jungle. We cannot see the danger that rejection is protecting us from. Maybe you didn't get that job because a toxic boss would have destroyed your mental health. Maybe that relationship ended because they were not meant to walk with you into your destiny. Maybe you missed that flight because the plane wasn't safe. Sometimes God breaks your heart to save your soul. There is another story about this that shows us how to trust even when things look hopeless.
It is the story of a man who was the only survivor of a terrible shipwreck. He washed up on a small, lonely island. He prayed to God every day to rescue him. He stared at the horizon for days, but no ship came. Eventually, he built a small hut out of driftwood to protect himself from the cold and the rain. It was all he had. It was his only shelter. One day, he went out to hunt for food, but when he returned, his heart stopped. His hut was on fire. The smoke rolled up to the sky. Everything he owned turned to ash. He fell to his knees, weeping. He shouted at the sky, "God, how could you do this to me? First the shipwreck, and now this? Why do you hate me? Why do you keep taking everything away?" Broken and hopeless, he fell asleep on the sand. But the next morning, he was woken by a loud sound. It was a ship. A rescue boat was coming towards the shore. The man couldn't believe it. When he got on the boat, he asked the captain, "How did you know I was here? I've been here for weeks and no one came." The captain replied, "We saw your smoke signal yesterday. The big fire you made? We saw it from miles away." Think about that. The very thing the man thought was a tragedy, the burning hut, was actually his rescue. We are all like that man. We cry when our huts burn down. We cry when our plans fail. But we don't realize that the smoke is a signal calling in something greater. So, if you are going through a hard time right now, if your hut is burning, if your finger is cut, do not lose faith. Do not judge your life by one bad chapter. Trust the author of your story. Trust that the rejection is protection. Trust that the plan is good. Because one day you will look back at this moment and you won't say, "Why me?" You will say, "Thank you." If you are ready to trust the plan, type "I trust" in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to Rise with Lishi for more stories that heal the soul. Remember, you are exactly where you are meant to be.